Hi everyone, welcome to episode 68 of the Art of Business English podcast. Now this week I'm going to be continuing my series on prepositions and noun combinations. Okay, so today I have a quick episode on the preposition by with noun combinations. So if you did miss last week's episode, then I encourage you to go back and take a look at that. Okay, because in that episode, it was episode 67, I explained in detail how preposition and noun combinations are formed. So in this episode, I won't be doing that. So I'd encourage you to go back and take a look at that. Okay. Now in this week, however, I'm just going to be basically jumping straight in and providing you with a list of 20 preposition by plus noun combinations. Okay, so as usual, I've divided this session into the following parts. In the first part, I'm going to give you a list of 20 prepositions by with noun combinations, and then I'll give you the translation of these expressions. And in the final part, I'm going to give you some sample sentences so that you have the context, okay? Now, once again, it's great having you guys here with me today, and I hope you love this episode. So let's jump in and take a look at preposition by and noun combinations. So right, if you're listening to this podcast in the car or on your phone, then remember you can take a look at the video over at the AOB website. And I'm going to start with the preposition and noun combination. And as I mentioned, I'll then give you the translation. So let's take a look at preposition by with noun combinations. So the first one that we're going to take a look at is by accident. Okay, very common and very useful. By accident means sin querer. The next one is by bus or by car or by plane. So we use the preposition by, not in or on. And this is en autobús, en coche, en avión. So very important. This is very commonly mistaken. Next one is by chance. Now, by chance is really useful as well. It's por casualidad. And we do use that a lot in English. So make sure you memorize this one. It's super important. Next one is by check. Now, not very common here in Europe. I think it's more common in America. But it's pagar con cheque. And the next one is by day or by night. So very important that we use this preposition. It means de día or de noche. The next one is by far, also a very important and common expression that we use. And it means por lejos. Okay, so the next next one on the list is by hand. Now, by hand is a mano, so things that are hecho a mano, we would say by hand, made by hand. And then by heart, this is also very important. By heart means de memoria, so the expression is to learn something by heart, meaning you commit it to your memory. The next one is by land, sea, or air, and that is really easy. It's por tierra, mar, or aire. Okay. And that basically is related to, delivering of parcels or packages. And by all means, nice expression, that one, by all means. By all means, it means por supuesto. Okay. So by all means, can I join you? By all means. The next one is by means of. Okay. This is a little bit formal, and we'll probably use that in more formal communications in writing. And por medio de is the translation for by means of. By mistake is the following one, and the next one, this is also very common, by mistake. So it means to do something por error. And, to do something by mistake, this expression, we use it a lot. So you really need to commit this one to memory as well. And by yourself is, again, por ti mismo. So if you do something by yourself, it means you do it alone and without the help from anyone else. Okay, let's look at the next one, which is by plus a percentage. Now, this is very important in business. We use by plus a percentage, so por, a lot, and we need to use it when we describe numbers or trends, tendencias. So, we could say, sales have increased by, and then we put the percentage. So sales have increased by 25%. Okay, really important that we know this preposition for percentages. Okay, the next one is by phone, by post, or by fax, or by email. It doesn't matter, you can put whatever. And that is por teléfono, correos, fax. Okay, so, that's very common as well, and very important to have the correct preposition there. The next one is less common, and it's quite formal, and it means by return of. By return of basically means contestar inmediatamente. So if someone says by return, answer by return of email, it means that they want you to reply to them by email quickly. Okay, and it's very formal. The next one is by sight. Now, by sight means por vista, de vista, and that's also quite a common expression. So the next one then is to take by surprise. Okay, and to take by surprise is tomar por sorpresa. Now, again, this is also quite common. You don't want to be taken by surprise, especially if you're running a company. Okay, you want to have everything under control. The next one is by yourself. Now, by yourself, again, means solo. So you're alone. Okay, and it's also common. And this one's nice, bit by bit and one by one. Bit by bit and one by one is poco a poco or uno por uno. So, that's very common. We use bit by bit a lot, okay, because, in business, it's often nice to take things bit by bit and not to rush. Okay, so those are the 20 preposition by plus noun combinations. Okay, so there's a list of 20 that you have there, and as I promised, now I'm going to give you some sample sentences to put them into context. Okay, so let's have a look at some example sentences for you to really understand the meaning of these preposition plus noun combinations. Okay, so let's do the first one. By accident. Kim bumped into John by accident. Now, to bump into someone is chocar con alguien. Okay, and it means, you did it by accident. It means you didn't do it on purpose. It was not something you did intentionally. The next one is by bus, car, plane. So an example would be, I prefer to travel by train than car whenever possible. So, if you like to travel by train, it means you prefer to go on the train as opposed to in your car. So you'll notice that I've changed that by on the train is when you are there on the train, and in the car is when you are physically in the car. But we travel by train or by car. The next one is by chance. And again, this one's also very important and common. So, do you have any spare change by chance? I need to wash the car. So spare change would be cambio suelto, okay, because the person needs to wash the car. By check, so can we pay by banker's check? Not very common to pay by check in Europe, but I guess it's more common in America, okay. By night or by day, so John works as a waiter by night and a painter by day. So by far, as I said, is por lejos, and this is by far the most stressful day I've had in weeks, and that is quite true. I'm having not a great start to my week, so if you can hear that in my voice, I'm sorry. Anyway, but you can't always have happy flowers, can you? So this is by far the most stressful day I've had in weeks. All right, let's move on then and look at the next one, which is by hand. So by hand is these models are made by hand. That is why they are more expensive. So obviously, if something's made by hand, it's going to require more work. Therefore, it's more expensive. By heart, so again, that is de memoria. So you will need to learn this material by heart if you want to work effectively. It's very important in many cases that we learn things by heart. Okay, so by land, sea or air. So by land, sea or air, the example here is send this parcel to Buenos Aires by air. It will arrive faster. Okay, so often we refer to this by land, sea or air when we're talking about delivering parcels or packages. Now, the next one is by all means. Now, by all means, as I said, is por supuesto. So can I come to your party? By all means, it will be a pleasure having you. So that's a great expression. I like that one a lot. By means of is also quite interesting. And the company was saved by means of a new credit line and restructuring of debt. Now, by means of, as you can see, is followed by a noun. So it has to be by means of something. So here we would put a noun. So in this case, it's a new credit line. Okay, let's continue. So another one, by mistake. So I think I ate your lunch by mistake. So you did it not on purpose. Again, it was a mistake. It was an error. You did it by mistake. The next one is by yourself. So by yourself means that you did it alone. So did you complete this work by yourself, or did you get someone to help you? And the next one is by 25%, so a percentage here. So we will be reducing our costs by 15% in the coming quarter. So again, really important, this preposition when we refer to percentages, okay? And by phone, post, fax, email, etc. It is best to contact us directly by mail if you would like fast service. And by return of. So again, this is less common. Please reply by return of email within 24 hours. Okay, and another one is by sight. So this is also quite common. I don't think I know John by sight, as we have never met in person. Okay, so you don't know him by sight because you've never met him. The next one is take by surprise, and the team was taken by surprise when the boss walked in when he was meant to be on holiday. Okay, so that's to be taken by surprise. And by yourself, again, I said it was alone. So what are you doing here in the office all by yourself? Next one is bit by bit, and the last one, one by one. So here, as I said, it's quite popular. We have grown the company bit by bit, and now we are confident it will grow by leaps and bounds. Okay. Well, there you have it, my friends. As you can see, just as with last week's episode, I've tried to add in some additional vocabulary and expressions for those of you who are motivated and wish to look up the meaning. And remember, if you are an AOBE member, you can get access to the transcript, which will help you study. It's a great resource. And that's it, my friends. That's all I have time for you today. And that brings me to the end of episode 68. So I hope you are finding this mini-series on preposition and noun combinations useful and helpful. If you do need some motivation to study this material, then I recommend you make the effort to learn 20 phrases a week, because then you'll be ready for the next episode, okay? And if you are trying to learn, it's pretty straightforward. All you need to do is just write them down on a piece of paper and create some sample sentences for them. And secondly, once you've done that and you feel that you understand the meaning, you can take that list with you to work and pop them into some emails or pop them into a presentation and things like that. And that will help you to internalize the language that we've given you here today. Okay, so that's it for me today. And it's been a pleasure, as always, to be here serving you, my audience. Now, if you guys are interested in grabbing your copy of the Collocations ebook, you know where to go. It's at theartofbusinessenglish.com/get500. And remember, if you want to become a premium member, you'll get access to the transcripts, quizzes, and free coaching classes with me every week, which is a great it's really great value, because it's especially for people who are super busy and want to get access to a team of professional business English coaches. Really, for $20 a month, you really can't go wrong. So I'll leave it there, people. I hope you're having a great week, and I hope that you're enjoying the material. And if you do have any questions, get in touch, let me know. My pleasure. Be more than happy to help you. So take care, and bye for now.